Okay, so we're gonna free the accessory belt here. So we need the 55. It's kind of a Torx. Mine is a 3/8 of an inch, so I took an adapter. You need to insert that right here. And then we want to make sure which direction we're going. We want to free the belt, so obviously we gotta go the other way around. Okay, and we don't want to put our hands there, so I'm gonna take a flat screwdriver to do so.
He let me know the other day that actually the Bell Center and another test. Keep on running. Beautiful morning for a run. Because it's a good idea to keep moving to stay over. 2 degrees is what we got.
We're gonna replace this belt because it's full of oil. Remove the generator, alternator. We're supposed to unplug the battery. I don't like to do so because of the alignment sensor, but because of that I didn't plug it, which is better to do, by the way. If you're gonna unplug it, you go in the it's in the trunk underneath where you would expect to have a spare tire, but there's no spare tire. You start by unplugging the negative and then you do positive afterward. But in this case, so what I did, I just put the electrical tape to make sure that this positive connector doesn't touch any part like the engine or anything that's linked to the ground and make a shortcut on the battery.
Congratulations to Ben, to Xavier and Repentigny. And we'll go to the phones. Hi, phone.
Morning, Sharon. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Who's this?
Okay, we're gonna slack because it's underneath the power steering pump. So we're gonna stack the power steering pump first to take it out.
Celebrating my anniversary today, and I appreciate that you're listening. Hiding yourself. Supertramp is on show. 9077.
There's one bolt from the side, you can sense it when you press your hand. because it's a bit long. It's gonna come off with the pump. Okay, so the steering pump, there's 3 screws. There's one on the back that is here, it's loose now, and there's one up here. Now I can remove the screw, the bolt. Probably I can. Okay, and there was one on that side at the bottom. If you go around with your hand, you're gonna feel it. Okay, there's this electric connector here we gotta take out. This is for the generator, alternator. That needs to be removed. There's a pin underneath, push and pull. So the alternator should be free to go now. It's a bit tight, but it's kind of squeezed in between here. I'll try to make it happen with a pry bar. I'll tell you how it will work. Got to be careful not to break the casing on that thing. Okay, gentle here, it works.
This weekend, make it an Indigo weekend at Untitled Chapters and Coles. Now, get a free $10 bonus card when you spend $40 or more in store with new releases from Stephen.
It's not gonna go through because it's jammed with the housing of the oil filter, so I'm gonna take this out later on. We have to take out the power steering pump, but we have to keep the hose on it because we don't want to have to bleed the whole thing again. This was a surprise here. This is a coolant hose that was hooked up around here, and if we look at it, it's very bad. It's almost looking like Chernobyl, so we're gonna have to remove that one. That one seems to go to the firewall, so that would be with the heating system, the radiator of the heating system, that it's going all the way up there. So we're gonna remove the connect. Now the power steering pump is free. Now we're gonna remove this connector here. We push the little tab on top. Oops, it doesn't want to work here. Makes a weird feeling, like it's released from its clip. Gonna clean it a bit. Some brake cleaner. Because this electrical connector, I got a bit of a hard time, and anyway I need to unplug that, so I'm gonna unplug the flange, the lower flange that with the 2 hoses that goes up to the oil cooler that is connected right here also. So that's a 13mm socket. Go in there and just unscrew it. Be careful not to bang in the AC radiator. That's gonna drip oil, so you gotta put also a drip pan underneath. It's a single bolt. This thing's got O-rings. O-rings will have to be replaced. So it's there's a lot of mileage on that car in a way, so it's a good thing to replace these things. You don't want to have another oil leak because of that. And then we can use a flat screwdriver and gently pull that thing. Okay, that connector is a flap here. You need to go with the screwdriver flat and gently pry it, so you'll be able to pull that thing. It was hard to see with all the oil, but this is the way it was. That's it. We remove the connector over here. We want to remove the intake manifold. These are vacuum hoses. You just need to pull them up forward. These are the ones that were going by the side of the valves, or the. In fact, they were going under the vacuum accumulator over there. So this is fully removed. You can remove that. That's fine. Okay. Then we have to remove this connector here. What I'm doing here, gentle with it. Done. And there's one at the rear end too here. This one, the clip broke, so it's now a tie wrap that holds it. So I just need to cut the tie wrap and pull it off. That should free everything here. Once this is done, we're gonna have to we'll see after. Okay, so we got to remove this breather here. It's a rigid kind of hose that connect to the side. You need to pinch that thing and pull it. So it's already been loosened before. Let's make it easier, but that's what it is. So that has to be removed in order to remove the intake. Okay, so we remove that hose. It's just clip here. You push it or you insert a screwdriver, whatever. But it's kind of easy on that hand to remove. So that's gonna allow us to free the wiring here. Okay, remove this manifold. It's easy. There's screw up and down like that, up and down. Okay, you need to be careful not to drop the nuts, even though in that case it's not the end of the world, because we're gonna remove the entire engine anyways. So I don't have the right socket. This one is the only one that is actually a bolt. The other ones were nuts. Be careful not to drop the washer. Okay, once this is done, this thing is gonna be held in place. There's some wire at the bottom here, so we gotta take it out easily, gentle, I mean, and then we have to see what's the problem that's gonna hold it in place. So that's what we're gonna do right now. It's kind of easy to remove, but as I said, some wiring or something underneath. Let me check what it is. I'll get that thing here on the side. If you feel there is a connector, you will feel, because when you pull, you just follow the wire that is getting tight, and it's a pin you pin at the bottom toward the end. You pinch it and you pull back. So it's a bit stuck because it's been a long time. That's what it is here. This connector here. Okay. So let's try again. Around. You need to feel around to make sure there's nothing else that holds it in place. There's another wire here. That's this little wire. So we need to unplug that thing. I'm gonna grab my screwdriver. That thing here. That should make it. Something else. Let me see what's going on. Oh, there was a clip. I remember. There's a. I'll put it out. I'll show you afterward. It's like a rubber, like these kind of thing, but on the side.
You must notify us before June 16, 2019. To get a form, call 1-888-441-7889 or visit quebec.ca/info-adoption. A message to the
What is this thing here? This rubber here that holds it in place. It was clamped right here on the side. That's it. So now we're gonna remove this clip here that holds the wire to the starter. We need to keep in mind that this is still positive, and I didn't unplug the battery, so I'm gonna have to tape that whole thing to protect it. This is the connector for the starter, so we unplug that one. The other thing to be done is to remove the starter itself. So we're gonna unplug this, tape it, and then unscrew the starter, because in order to be able to remove the transmission, this is what needs to be removed from that end. So for the starter, we got this screw here, this bolt to remove, and the other one is from the back there. I don't know if you can see it. This one there. So this one is a bit of a challenge to take, because there's no much. So now that the intake manifold is not there, it's going to be easier to remove the alternator. So you just go gently. It's going to remove that way. Let me grab a screwdriver.
Is your IT keeping you up at night? Visit Present.ca and see how their managed services will monitor your infrastructure and protect you against security threats. And make sure your systems are running 24/7. Present.ca. Let them take care of managing your IT and sleep peacefully.
Anne-Marie Goodwin, 32 years old.
I love doing boring stuff like vacuuming, unclogging the sink, changing the kitty litter, or answering my emails at the dinner table. But what's really unfortunate is that during my cruise, I'll have nothing to do.
Should have thought of that before going to Broy Mark. No, because not only can you enjoy local
Here we go.